Okay, so now we're looking at this anatomy of a human body, right? So you can see that the lungs over here, right? The two pieces of the lung, this piece of the lung is missing, right? It's falling apart. So we have one piece of lungs over here, which is the right lung, and then we have the left lung over here. But today we're going to focus on the circulatory system. So circulatory systems has two major parts, right? The heart and then the vessels that carries the blood from the heart. So we're going to take apart the lungs, right? So we're going to take apart the lungs. So, okay, as you can see that this is a heart over here. As you open the heart out, you can see that there are four major chambers over here, right? So to this side is the left side of the heart, right? So we have the left side of the heart, which from what you see here is the right side, right? But we call it the left side because you have to see that this is this person's over here. This is the left side of the person. This is the right side of the person. So over here, the first major chamber over here, right? This chamber over here, this is the left atrium, right? The major chamber over here where the blood enters, left atrium. And after that, the blood is going to enter through this valve into the second chamber here. So this is the left ventricle, right? So we see that left atrium, left ventricle. And from here, the blood will go out, right? Following this, as you can see, it's at the back over here. It's 3D in shape, right over here, right? So it goes out into these vessels, right? To the red vessels at the back over here. It's red in color because it's oxygenated blood, right? It's carrying oxygenated blood. And as you can see, this blood vessel is very thick. It is the largest vessels of the body. It is aorta. So aorta is the artery, the largest artery in your body. It pumps the oxygenated blood throughout the whole body. As you can see that as blood goes through these vessels, right? It enters this tube, right? This tube goes out into this tube over here, right? Into this tube over here. It needs to pump the blood outwards, right? To the brain, right? To the face, to the brain region. It also needs to pump throughout the whole body, right? To pump throughout the whole body. Okay, so there's a function of aorta. It's to pump blood from the heart to the whole body. And what type of blood it is? Oxygenated blood, right? As you can see that if I take the heart out right, over here, right? You can see that it pumps the blood downwards to the whole body, right? Okay. So if I put the heart back, right? If I put the heart back, okay. So aorta is going to pump the blood throughout the whole body. So now at the capillary, it's going to have the blood, have the gas exchange. The carbon dioxide and the oxygen is going to switch in and out. Oxygen goes into the cells, and then the carbon dioxide goes out of the cells into the blood capillary. So the blood capillary is going to carry the blood, right? It's now deoxygenated blood, so it's blue in color, right? So over at the top of here, we have the aortas and the arteries delivering the blood to the top of the body parts, and now it carries the deoxygenated blood through the vein over here, right? So this blue vein is carrying the deoxygenated blood back to the heart. And then they will all converge to this main vein over here before it enters the heart. So this vein is what we call a vena cava, right? So we have the vena cava at the top parts and at the bottom parts. You can see that, right? If I take out the heart again, So if I take out the heart again, you can see that right here there's the main vein, which is blue in color, carrying the blue blood back out to the heart, right? Okay, so let me put this heart back in. Okay, so now it enters back into the main chamber over here. So this main chamber, where it is receiving the deoxygenated blood, is the right atrium. Remember, it is at the right side of the body right now, right? Right side of the body right now. And it is the first chamber of the heart. So the first chamber of the heart is always atrium. So this is the right atrium. So the blood will enter, right? The blood will enter to the right atrium, and it will go through this valve over here. It's an opening, right? It will enter this second chamber of the right side of the heart, which is the ventricle. So this ventricle will collect the blood, deoxygenated blood, and then it will start pumping. Follow this tube, right? It will start pumping through this tube over here. It is blue in color right now. Remember, it's blue in color. So it will start pumping through these blood vessels over here to pump the deoxygenated blood out of the heart. It is pumping the blood out of the heart, right? Out of the heart. So this vessel must be artery. All arteries carries blood out of the heart. Okay, and all vein carries blood into the heart. So this is the vein, carries the blood, deoxygenated blood, right? Deoxygenated blood into the right atrium, right ventricle, into the pulmonary artery. This is called pulmonary artery because it is going to the lungs region, right? Out of the heart into the lung. So you can see that following the deoxygenated blood, the blood will goes to the lung. It is blue in color right now. Remember, it's blue in color. And then it will start doing gases exchange at the pulmonary arteries. At the pulmonary arteries, the lungs will get the carbon dioxide out of the blood, and the oxygen will diffuse into the artery. So it will change from blue color to red color, right? The blood now has oxygen in it. So it's an oxygenated blood. So it will carry the blood, which is now red in color, back to the heart, right? So you see that it's carrying, right? You see that this side over here, this is the pulmonary vein. So the pulmonary vein, right? Pulmonary means lung. Vein going back to the heart, right? So the pulmonary vein is now carrying the oxygenated blood back into the chamber of the heart. And this is the left side of the heart. So this is the pulmonary vein is carrying the oxygenated blood back into the left atrium, and it repeats again over again to carry the oxygenated blood, right, to the left atrium, left ventricle, aorta, whole body, back into vena cava, and this deoxygenated blood right now, back into the right atrium, right ventricle, and then to pulmonary artery, and then it will carry the blood, right? It will carry the deoxygenated blood back into the lungs, gas exchange again, and you have pulmonary vein carrying the oxygenated blood back to the heart again. Okay. Hopefully this clarifies things out, and wish you good luck for your final exam.